story confirming that Kaylee had a stalker. So take me to that whole situation with the business in town and what you found out.
Yeah, this was interesting, Ashley, and we didn't expect it. We went to this vape shop in downtown Moscow, looking for surveillance video. I mean, we've been going all over the place, just trying to get any new information. And the manager actually knew Kaylee and Maddie. They had been there 6 or 7 times, and then he had a lot to say about the potential of this stalker. Listen to what he told me.
So Kaylee and Maddie would both come in very happy, very friendly. They always were just such a smile on their face. Just like pretty much you would say they're the light of the world, pretty much. Always happy, go lucky. They always came in just chatting. They always came with a group. Like I said, they probably I'd say 4 or 5 girls at most all the time to come in together. And I made a joke about it earlier. It was like hey, coming together and stuff like that. It's nice to see you guys trying to stay safe. One of them more or less openly says, "Oh yeah, we've had a friend of ours be stalked before, so this is kind of why we all travel in a group like this." And just was it Kaylee who said that? You remember? No, it was Maddie who actually said that. So Maddie said it, and it was kind of like more motioning to Kaylee too, like who was right next to her. So you could tell that like they obviously all were trying to keep Kaylee safe, and be there for her as good friends. And then to know that few weeks later, now I won't see them, anymore, anything like that. So it's crazy.
How long before the murder about was that?
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
3 weeks beforehand, because I was telling them I hope they had a good Thanksgiving break and everything like that too, because I didn't know if I'd see them again. So with a lot of the times with the kids, with the way after the pandemic, some of the kids leave and wave. So I was like, I don't know if I'm going to see you this weekend or not. Hey, hope you have a great, Thanksgiving with your family. And that was the last I saw them.
Did they elaborate any more on the stalker comment?
They more or less kept making the comment that it always seemed to happen either by the campus or down on Main Street. And the last time Kaylee more or less made it sound like it seemed like it was down on Main Street, and that the person was coming from like around the corner club area, and then kind of like as far as I remember, it's the guy who ended up like trying to go and talk to her, and then he gave up on it, and he ended up walking away. So she thought she was being stalked up to a certain point, and then looked behind her, and he was no longer behind her. So
I just want to make sure that I get it right. So
yeah.
Tell me again exactly what you remember.
Just more or less, I made a joke about them being a group, and they just said, one of our friends motioning to Kaylee that she'd been stalked recently, and so that had people constantly following her around. And it's not just a one-off thing, that this is apparently something that Kaylee had tons of issues with. Apparently she always had somebody who's constantly walking behind her like that. So, and it was more so at nighttime when they were out there drinking and stuff like that. Because I asked her, like, is it at school? And she's like, no, when I'm at night, going out to the bars or coming back from the bars. And again, living down that way.
Did she specifically mention the corner club?
Not the corner club, but just in that general direction and stuff like that. So, the only reason I would assume the corner club is because that's the only bar that's down in that area anymore now. So, we used to have 2, one was CJ's and then the corner club. It's just corner club now, then a whole block before it mingles. So.
How many times did you see Kaylee and Maddie? How many times did they come to the store?
I'd say, now that I'm trying to think back in my head, I've only saw them maybe like 6, 7 times total. So I'd say probably since the start of this beginning of this year.
Welcome back to my mental health and crime channel. My name is Huda London. Welcome back to my psychology and mental health crime channels. I'd like to start by wishing everyone a blessed week, and I hope everyone's having a lovely summer holiday. This is the case of the Idaho quadruple murders. May the 4 victims rest in peace, condolence to the families, and may the correct justice be served. Today I'd like to talk about Kaylee. Kaylee was one of the 4 victims in the quadruples. Kaylee was born with 4 siblings. She was the middle child. She was 21 years old. She was best friends with Maddie. She grew up with Maddie basically. And Kaylee was studying from home a month before these horrific crimes happened, I believe. We don't know what was the reason Kaylee was studying from home. Maybe she's trying to save some money. Maybe she just felt like she had more focus and concentration studying from home. We know that Kaylee bought herself a new Land Rover, and she's coming that night, the weekend between the 12th and 13th of November. She's coming to show her car off to Maddie. That's heartbreaking sad. But the clip I just played means a lot in this case, I believe. Because let's remember one thing. The guy from the vape shop has met Kaylee and the girls 6 to 7 times. So he knows who they are. He's had talks with them. And they clearly told him that Kaylee had a stalker. Why would the girls make up such a thing that Kaylee had a stalker if she didn't have a stalker? And why would the guy take his time to tell Brian, Anton, and the news that the girls told him that Kaylee had a stalker? They even pointed out to the direction of the corner club. I found that to be very interesting. Very interesting. Because we have the fact that Kaylee, Maddie, and Jack Showalter were walking, aka Hoodie Guy, were walking from the corner club around 1:30 to the grub truck. Corner club. So imagine if Kaylee had a stalker, like the vape shop guy said, somewhere around corner club that she's seen the stalker. The stalker could have been the person in the white car. The white pickup car. I'm just saying, there was a car pulling up when the girls were walking. Could have just been a coincidence where that kind of looked fishy. The stalker could have actually been in the corner club with Kaylee and Maddie and Hoodie Guy. You'll remember in the beginning of this case, the police said that Kaylee had a stalker. They were investigating into Kaylee having a stalker. Then, after a while, the police came out and said that they were searching for 2 or 3 guys that spoke to Kaylee near a Walmart or some big grocery shop or some clothing shop. And then the guys came forward, and then the police said they spoke to the guys and they were just trying to talk to Kaylee. They weren't stalkers. So that rumor was cleared up. But what about the guy from the vape shop? I personally think he's legit. He's a self-employed person who owns a vape shop. He's an important person in the community, I believe, because many of these students and the staff, university staff, vape. So if they come all to few shops to buy the vapes, you know how it is. They chit and chat in the cashier. People get to know each other. It's like your local shopkeeper. Like in the UK, we have small shops and we have these warehouses and all. And like big Tesco's and all that, supermarkets. But then we have a lot of local shops too. So you get used to your local shops. They become like, because if your local shop has been your local shop since your children have been small or for many years, they become kind of your local family. So the vape shop looked like a local shop in Idaho, Moscow. Sorry, at the town. So for the guy to say that Kaylee had a stalker, Maddie and the other girls were trying to surround and protect Kaylee from the stalker issue. Then it would make sense that there's a stalker involved, because especially with Kaylee, because according to her father and her mother, Kaylee had trigger warning serious injuries, more serious gouges than Maddie, according to Kaylee's father, Steve. So that could make sense with the stalking, with Kaylee having a stalker. And then when you look at it the other side, it is more access for a stalker to take the opportunity quickly, because for some reason or the other, Kaylee was living at her parents' house. Was it in Rodrum? So this is the few chances that the stalker would have to run into Kaylee. Could the stalker be someone who knew DM? Because we've heard rumors that DM asked Kaylee to be a +1. And if that is true, could the stalker have been someone that DM knew? Could the stalker have been someone Kaylee knew? Kaylee could have known the stalker. It could have been an ex, like Jack D. It could have been Adam. It could have been Hoodie Guy. It could have been anyone in the grub truck. It could have been one of Kaylee's ex. Or it could have been Beacon. It could have been a stranger. But my question is, how much of the stalker issue are we supposed to debunk and ignore? Or how true can this be about Kaylee having a stalker? I personally believe it can be very true that Kaylee had a stalker. Did you notice something when Kaylee was at the grub truck? Kaylee couldn't take her eyes off her iPhone or her Samsung or whatever. I think it was iPhone. Whatever phone device she was using, she couldn't get her hands off it. She looked like she was texting. And I mean, not only texting, like non-stop texting. It was like text after text. She and the person, whoever was texting her, it seemed like the texting was going very quickly. I wonder who Kaylee was talking to. I wonder who Kaylee was texting. I wonder if it could have been Dylan Mortensen, or it could have been Bethany Funk asking Kaylee, do you have your keys? When are you coming home? Are you by yourself? Who's with you? But then let's not forget another thing. Many people have access and are already watching Kaylee and Maddie at that moment. I'll tell you why. Because there's a Twitch live stream. Thousands of people have access to the Twitch live stream. So think about that. If so many people have access to the Twitch live stream, it could be anyone. It could be BK. It could be Jack D. It could be Adam. It could be the bartenders. It could be the frat boys, or the half of them at the grub truck. It could be anyone. So you had the Twitch live stream going on. You had Kaylee at the grub truck. You had Kaylee, aka Hoodie Guy, Jack Showalter, and you had Maddie walking towards the grub truck from the corner club. And we just heard the guy who owns the vaping store, who said that Kaylee had a stalker. He clearly said that they saw the stalker in front of the grub truck. Sorry, not grub truck, corner club. He was coming from that direction. So Kaylee was actually being stalked. I won't be surprised if this house was, if they were bugging this house, if they had bugs in this house, if everything was heard in this house. This was party venue. Many people used to come to this house for different reasons, to socialize, to party, to maybe buy rugs, maybe to just chill and have a beer. This was the meeting point. Let's not forget that. So imagine, most of them have mutual friends, but I'm sure if someone is upset with the other friend, they may to take it out here maybe. I'm sure there's been fights here in this house before. And we have Kaylee's father, who said in the beginning that the coroner told him there was a hell of a fight. A hell of a fight. What was going on in the house? What kind of fight? Did someone surprise E? Was there a fight back? Was it the frat guys, the four figures running? There was a hell of a fight. And I believe there was a hell of a cleanup too. So my question is, did Kaylee Goncalves have a stalker? Why was it debunked so quickly by the police when the vape shop guy said clearly that the girls told him that Kaylee had a stalker? He knows his community, his local community. He knows these kids. Why would he lie about something like that? It does make sense to me. The more I research it, the more I look into it, it makes more sense that Kaylee had a stalker. And I believe the other 3 students had issues, serious issues that they didn't expect would lead them into this horrific incident. I think the other 3 students had problems with the Davids, the Jacks, the Sigma Chi fraternity boys. I won't be surprised if all this was pre-planned. It does look pre-planned. Something like that couldn't have just come out, couldn't have just happened for the fun of it or for entertainment. I believe everyone had some kind of issues with the 4 victims. Kaylee had a stalker, possibly. I don't believe Kaylee was sleeping in the same bed as Madison. Who would leave their dog to sleep alone in one room when you're not even supposed to have the dog in that house? So the dog would have been barking and making noises, and that could have drawn attention, and Kaylee could have gotten notice to move out. So I believe Murphy was with Kaylee in her room. Kaylee must have heard something from Maddie's room. She ran to check what it was, and it was too late. Trigger warning. I think the person was strong. He just shook Kaylee and threw her on the bed. Unfortunately, she didn't have a chance to escape. Another reason that I believe that Kaylee was sleeping in her room with her dog Murphy is because this is very important. This recently, 2-3 days ago, I've been really wanted to make a video mentioned this. It's good I remembered it. In the affidavit, we have DM saying clearly that she heard someone who she thought was Kaylee playing with her dog. So for Kaylee to have been playing with her dog, that means her dog, Murphy, was in the same room with her and Maddie in Maddie's little room. It had to be either that or Kaylee was playing with her dog Murphy in her own room. That makes more sense. So I hope that you can let me know in the comment what you all think about what I said. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that I don't believe Murphy slept alone in Kaylee's room. I believe Kaylee was with Murphy in her room so that she wouldn't cause distraction if Murphy may start barking loudly when he's alone, and that could get Kaylee into trouble. I think Kaylee had Murphy. She had a lovely dog with her in her room so that she wouldn't draw attention by him barking, because clearly DM, one of the surviving roommates, one of the witness actually, said that she thought she heard someone who was Kaylee playing with her dog. So that had to be Murphy. So Kaylee was playing with her dog in her room, and somebody must have come in. Somebody let someone in. Most of the people, let's not forget, had the code to the front door. So there's many accesses to this house that is easy. The back door, sliding door could have been forgotten to be locked. That's one thing. You have the front door that has a code that everyone seems to know the code because this is a party house. And that's the facts. That's not putting them down, but that's the truth. When so many people gather to this house to party, you have to ask yourself, how many of them have DNA in that house? How many of them used to sleep over in that house? How many of them actually lived there? It looked to me personally, in my opinion, Hunter looked like he was already living there. He kept on opening the door for the police all the time. So who was actually living in the house? I know Hunter was the neighbor, but he was there too very often. This other girl, Ashley Coach or whatever her name is, I'm wondering about her. Did she ever take her room keys, or maybe she didn't? Did she give her room keys to Hunter, example, or someone else? Somebody was clearly using that room, unless they were using that room as a store, which I doubt. His golf set was lying in that room. And when the police was taking the golf set to the van, you could clearly say 2 or 3 sticks were missing from the golf set. I've always mentioned that. So there's something not right. So my question is, did Kaylee have a stalker? Her mother and father said that Kaylee would call them and say, oh, somebody's following me, Mom, I think. And then she said, oh no, the person left, it's nothing. So Kaylee was quite observant with people around her, which was good. But maybe the stalker started escalating his behavior, started getting more aggressive maybe. Crime of passion, stalker comes in crime of passion. And we have the mayor, Little, who said that he believes it is a crime of passion. There's a lot of things there. If you take small bits and pieces here, that starts making same sense when you put them together. But I still believe that Kaylee Goncalves had a stalker. Let me know what you think. I think it's partly to do with the stalker, definitely. I don't think this guy from the vape shop has any reason at all to lie. Why would an adult man who's a businessman, self-employed man, who sells vapes to the students, why would he lie? The girls told him that Kaylee had a stalker, and the stalker was stalking Kaylee, or he was seen stalking Kaylee in front of the corner club. The last night we saw that they walked from the corner club to the grub truck. So could the stalker have been stalking them all the way along? There's a lot of things that doesn't make sense, and I don't understand why the police debunked the stalking story very quickly. They didn't bother. It looked like whatever job they had to do, they were trying to debunk things so that it doesn't become more difficult for them. Honestly, that is so unfair. Because think about one thing. Now, if Brian Christopher Koberger is released, hung jury, whatever, not having enough evidence, and just say he really did it, what happens? We have a SK on the loose. If he's on the loose, and if he did it, he could be innocent and have not done anything. That is a different case for different timing. But if he did this unalivings, imagine how serious this is going to be. That means the police and the FBI did not do their job well, and now they have someone we all are in doubt of. Is it because the evidence was gathered in a very wrong way? Yes, I remember that the coroner told Steve Gonzalez, Kaylee's father, that it was a hell of a fight upstairs. No one was sleeping. They need to quit this lie, telling us that people were sleeping. Nobody was sleeping. I believe the 4 victims were attacked. Somebody surprised them in the house, and everyone has the code of this house. You don't even need the code. The surviving roommates allegedly can't open the door if they were going to open it for anyone. I told you that millions of times. This girl, BF, DM, and hoodie guy, Jack Showalter, went to the same high school in Boise. So these 3 people have a history from before. Then you have Jack D, who has a history knowing Maddie and Kaylee for many, many years. You have Quinn, who has history with DM, that's an ex-boyfriend. Somebody was seen with a black mask and a green hoodie jacket in front of the house between 3 to 3:31. You have the black truck seen there. There was a lot going on there. But today's question is, did Kaylee actually have a stalker? Why are the police debunking that so quickly? Please like, share, and subscribe. Please like, share, and subscribe to my new channel. You can find it under Huda London Psychology and Crime. If you write Idaho Moscow, it'll come up. But then I changed the channel's name to Psychology and Crime. And you have the link in the community channel. I'll see y'all in my next video at Psychology and Crime. May the 4 victims rest in peace. And remember, today's question is, did Kaylee Goncalves have a stalker? Why are the police debunking it? Is that true? Is it a lie? Is it just rumors and speculations? I personally believe that there is a stalker involved, because like I said, the vape shop guy said that Kaylee and Maddie and the girls came to his house and told him that there was a stalker, and that Kaylee had seen the stalker at the corner club, in front of the corner club. So was someone stalking Kaylee at the corner club? Is that why Kaylee got the most wounds, the most injuries? Her father said that she got it worse. Was Kaylee the target? Was Maddie the target? Were all four of them the target? Or was it one from each floor that was the target? Please let me know what you think. Like, share, and subscribe to Psychology and Crime. I'll see you there soon.